Talk a little more defense now after a reminder that Aura Frames is a proud sponsor of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. The holidays are officially here, which means gift hunting season is on, and if you want something meaningful, personal, and guaranteed to get a reaction, Aura Frames is the gift that delivers every time. It's not just something you wrap, it's a way to share memories, because Aura isn't just your average frame. You can preload the frame with photos before gifting it, so when they plug it in, the memories are already there. No apps to figure it out, no setup headaches, just instant smiles. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by using auraframes.com and getting 35% off their best-selling Carver mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, using promo code LOCKEDON at checkout. That's Aura Frames, AURA frames.com. Promo code LOCKEDON NFL. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and the frames sell out fast. So orders your now to get it on time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. All right, guys, we got to talk a little defense and a little rookies here. The defense, as you mentioned, Bull, got gashed by the Titans' running game. Tony Pollard went crazy, 160-plus yards. We have mentioned this defense in the elite category at different times this season. But, Bull, after what we saw them do against Tennessee, is that fair, or can we no longer put them in that elite category?
I did not put them in elite. I said this 2 years ago when people were going nuts. There's no elite defenses anymore in the NFL. There's very good defenses, and the Browns are a very good defense that played very poorly yesterday across the board. You want to say, well, the offense in the third quarter put them in a tough spot. Shador fumbled, through the interception, and Dylan Sampson fumbled. That was a terrible fumble, by the way. You can't just get the ball knocked out of your hands like that. That's terrible. But I don't care. If they were playing a good, if we're going to hold, for the people that are going to hold the Titans being bad against Shador Sanders, well, then you can't give the defense a pass for not being able to stop Tennessee with a short field, because the Titans have the worst offense in football. So even on a short field, the Browns defense, if they were playing well, could have held those 2 turnovers to field goals, but they weren't. They were touchdowns. The defense was terrible yesterday. Absolutely awful performance. They were really bad in the first quarter. The Titans were just marching the ball up and down the field. Now, I thought Cam Ward played better than the numbers will say.
I agree with that.
I was impressed. He wasn't as good as Shador, of course, but he's also playing against a better defense. But I thought he played pretty well. The numbers look bad.
He executed the game plan.
I think he's pretty good. I think the Titans would be stupid to move away from him. They have no talent around him.
He had about 4 throws. Like, that was old.
Nah, you got to put some talent around him. He's got
you
nothing.
can tell there's something.
Yeah.
There's something there, no doubt.
He missed a couple of throws by this much that could have been big time, and he was. And by the way, the most impressive thing is the fact that he was getting out of sacks, throwing the football away. Didn't really put the ball in harm's way that much, but
how about that
one sack was Houdini
with Grant Delpit?
He shook him like
that was like a Roethlisberger right there.
I thought they should have blown it dead. I thought he was in the grasp.
I thought they were going to blow it dead.
And he was like,
the grasp wasn't really a thing anymore.
I don't know.
But anyway, the defense. The defense was atrocious. Yes, they used Myles Garrett's aggressiveness against him, and that was a great game plan. I'm not going to kill Myles Garrett for that. He's been great against the run all year. It didn't work this week. What?
No, I agree with you.
Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, there were not a lot. Like Devin Bush, the pick was a nice play by Devin Bush. That was a really good play by him. But overall, we just didn't get the impact plays that we're used to from the defense. And Denzel Ward got hurt in the game, which certainly hurt us.
And McNuggets, I'll come to your defense. Well, I wasn't here last week, so that wasn't on me. We was in the post-game show, and McNuggets is like, man, this is what I'm talking about. I put all the time and effort into these stats. I'll be trying to tell y'all. And I told you about Malik Collins, and y'all didn't say nothing about it. You skimmed right over it. Y'all didn't even watch that video. Well, Mikey McNuggets has been vindicated today because, boy, Malik Collins was sorely missed in the middle of that defense. Malik Collins, what he allows you to do as a defensive tackle is you're not going to be pulling and doing all the mental gymnastics with backside tackles and all that other stuff, pulling around and running all that reverse motion and stuff, because Malik Collins is in your backfield. He is a game disruptor. He is a disruptor in the run game as well as the pass game. And you saw a precipitous drop in the level of gameplay from your defensive tackles. Mike Hall Jr. played a bad game. Shelby Harris played a bad game. And Shelby Harris is he aged right before our very eyes. We see that he's not a person that's supposed to be taking up all of those reps. And then Mason Graham was quiet and disappeared. But then again, Mason Graham is not a guy at this point of his career that you're going to put in the middle of your defense and say, oh, you're not about to run this football. He's just not there strength-wise. He's not there size-wise at this point. So you saw what the Malik Collins miss did, and there was a few times where you saw guards and centers be able to climb to the next level and be on Carson Schwarzenegger. It was the first time this year I started to see, I said, oh, they got linemen on Schwarzenegger in the second level?
Yeah.
Usually he's sideline to sideline because they have to pay attention to Malik Collins.
Gee, obviously it was a factor, but I agree with Daniel. You can't use that as an excuse for why it was as bad as it was. It was a factor, but not the only factor.
No,
I think it's 50-50, but I think that had a lot to do with it. But I think the game plan, I like Miles' post-game comments. He was I thought he was very transparent when he said, look, we thought we were going to come out here today and pin our ears back and get after the quarterback. But the fact of the matter is, and we were aggressive, but the fact of the matter is you have to earn that right. Well, how do you earn that right?
Stop the run.
Put them down by 2 touchdowns.
You got to stop the run.
Put them into passing. Yeah, when you stop the run,
then you can eat.
You now can get the sacks and start to get the flashy plays on defense because you forced the quarterback to throw the football. It was early. I thought early on it was frustrating for Miles because it felt like it doesn't matter what I do, the ball's out of his hand before I even get close to him. And I credit the Titans for their game plan. It was a wonderful game plan.
They kicked our tails.
It was executed perfectly. Their quarterback wasn't flashy throughout the game. He threw a lot of balls away, but he pretty much made it a concerted effort. Myles Garrett is not going to get me on the grass, and I'm not going to spend all day getting myself up off the ground.
Right.
And because of that, they were able to win the game.
Real quick, and I'm curious, Steve, did you go back and watch the All 22 yet? Have you gone through?
No, I haven't seen it all yet.
I watched all the Shadors. I didn't get to the defense yet. Miles was lining up super wide, which he usually does. I thought he was even wider on some plays than usual. And it feels like a couple of those, they called it the swinging door play. I'm not exactly sure the terminology on pulling linemen and all that, but it feels like they kind of ran into the hole that Miles vacated when he gets upfield and pass rushes from that spot. And I'm curious when we go through and we watch the defensive all 22. Of his 160 yards, I'm going to guess, and we'll find out when the tape shows, 120 of those came running right into the area vacated by Miles.
I mean, I told you this a year ago. I've heard from other teams, all you got to do is just run right through the gap Miles vacates because Miles is just worried about sacks. Now, having said that, he's done a much better job this year against the run. But I think getting close to the sack record, all the talk about this probably played into that.
And that's not going to go away the rest of the year.
And yesterday felt like a return to what, I told you it a year ago. That's one of the scouting reports is, you can just run right through the hole that Miles vacates. But also, I also think, I've said this all year, this is a good defense. I think this defense, I don't want this to get twisted. It is a good defense. I think it has been overrated by the fact that teams don't ever have to do anything against them because they just wait for the Browns to be the Browns. But when this defense really needed a stop against Minnesota, did they get it? No.
Against the bad Minnesota offense.
When they needed a stop against the Jets, did they get it?
Bad offense.
No.
If you would have told me, though, going into this game that the Browns were going to score 29 and we were going to lose, I wouldn't have taken that bet on anything.
This is a good defense. This is a good defense. It is a very good defensive line. Malik Collins, yes, that absence hurts, of course. I think this defense has been built up to be better than what it is because they haven't been tested, and the times that they have been tested, they have not delivered.
I think sometimes we boil it down to whether or not somebody is good or somebody is bad. I think we gotta come to the
extremes again.
It's like, guess what, guys? This is the NFL. Any given week, you come out there, you can lose to the worst team. They had a better game plan. They ran the football. Those guys get paid too. Yeah, Malik Collins was out. Yeah, Myles Garrett is going for the sack record. But my coach used to always tell us, man, listen, if you getting off double teams, ain't nobody getting no sacks. If they running power, they running zone at you, and they got double teaming you to the next level, I ain't seen a man get a sack yet on run plays. So they came in and they said, we're going to establish the run. And I knew it was going to be a problem because the Titans were playing moving the line of scrimmage. When the Browns are good, they change the line of scrimmage. And that way, when you run the football, the running back, his momentum is stopped in the backfield before he can make a decision. The Titans changed the line of scrimmage. They were moving people, and what Pollard was doing was falling forward. He would be there. He wouldn't get touched till after 2 yards, fall 4 for 3. Yeah, and he didn't get touched for 4. Now, all of a sudden, you in the secondary, and I don't care who you is. Listen, safeties, they ain't supposed to be up there tackling all that time. So I like the game plan they had. They executed their game plan. For the most part, they didn't turn the ball over. And the Titans, whether you want to think they're good or not, it's their league. Everybody can get touched any given week.
Yeah, I love what you said there. We always try to put everybody, players, teams, units in camps. They're great, they're awful. The fact of the matter is, there's about 3 or 4 that are great, and there's about 3 or 4 that are awful, and there's about 24 of them that are just in the middle.
Fluctuate.
They fluctuate. It's a week-to-week league, isn't it? I mean, and this team can beat Green Bay and can lose to the Titans. Go figure.
That's why NFL is fun, right?
It is. It makes it interesting because you just don't know.